So can you tell me, who you are and what is your role in Care India?
Well, yeah, I'm Senthil and I work here as the manager in the economic development unit. And primarily we are looking at the economic portfolio within Care India, which broadly includes our access to financial services and our access to market fees and the larger livelihoods work as such.
And can you tell me a little bit about who the impact groups are that you're trying to focus on?
We have done deep analysis about whom we would like to work with as part of our national program strategy, and we did this for about 11 states in India. And we have identified broadly the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes as the impact group, and within that we would like to look at women and girls, and also those women and girls who are engaged in marginalized occupations as our impact population.
And from an economic development standpoint, what have been some of the activities that you've been pursuing to this point?
We have projects, a range of projects which are looking at access to financial services, which look at providing technical support to basically MFIs and NGOs and self-help promoting institutions, which actually enables them to provide financial services to the communities on a sustainable basis. Then we have a series of value chain work which we are doing. This ranges from our agriculture portfolio, where we are looking at specific crops, and then we are also having a dairy value chain which is ongoing. Apart from that, we have a program which is part of a larger consortium which looks at the impact population of HIV/AIDS affected, and which looks at ensuring the food security part of this population. So. We have a specific project on tribal development, which looks at developing community level plans and then ensuring that they have linkages to the governance systems and the market as such.
And so our team, Latte and I, have been here for about a week now and working with you guys in Tamil Nadu and looking specifically at the Walmart project and some of the tsunami response work that you've been doing. And I'm wondering, from that portfolio, kind of what you see as the promising practices or the successes that you want to be trying to build on, and why do those resonate for you?
Okay. In terms of tsunami response program, it's been a program which started as a response to the entire disaster, and it has its own evolution. We started with a large set of community micro projects, and then we sort of funneled to a limited set of projects which were looking at the market access as such, and sort of strengthening the collectives. And it all revolves around small producers and small processors. So now what we are looking at is, in terms of taking forward this learning and sort of looking at developing specific models which sort of works with the same set of impact population, but which focuses more in terms of having a larger engagement with the market and looking at possibly the collectives as a good model to sort of work on with. And again, it also looks at the economic viability of this entire thing in the long run. So these are some of the aspects which we are trying to look at, and basically develop a model which revolves around the impact population whom we are sort of committed to work with, and then probably replicate this in the other states where we sort of plan to expand our livelihoods portfolio.
Can you talk a little bit about maybe some of the challenges that you see in scaling that up, and and how that interacts with the broader Care India program portfolio?
Well, in terms of challenges, scale has been a challenge. Of course, working in India, sustainability and scale are two major challenges, and all this comes from our ability to sort of mobilize resources, changing of mindset of the impact population whom we are working with, and also changing the mindset of the range of stakeholders, be it the financial service providers, be it other input service providers, and be it those people who are embedded within the governance system as such. One of the important aspects what we are trying to do is in terms of leveraging resources from the existing stakeholders, be it from the market, be it from the government. And if from our standpoint, one of the biggest challenges, and probably also the success which we have sort of experienced, is in terms of our ability to engage with these range of stakeholders, and also our ability to sort of convince them to put in their resources, or sort of make a wise investment of their resources, which is already earmarked for this impact population.
And can you just talk a little bit about why you think Care India has been successful in doing that?
I would say, like, at least in India, we have been working with the government for quite a while, whereas the market piece is relatively new. For about with the financial market, we have been working for about a decade or so. From the larger market perspective, yeah, India has also been like the market is a sort of an evolving piece in India. Over the past decade or so, the market has been evolving. So, like, increasingly, we are trying to engage with the corporate sector, with the financial sector. We have been sort of reasonably over the past decade we have had some experience, and with the government we have a long-standing experience about working in different departments of the government. So we are actually drawing from many of these, and probably like based on our relationship which we have with the government, we are in a position to, and with the financial sector specifically, we are able to sort of leverage these resources for our specific projects. And most of the projects which the current ones are actually going beyond the donor funding. We are trying to sort of see how we can actually leverage those resources which are already in the system.
So the last question, I guess, from my side is, 5 years from now, in terms of the livelihoods portfolio and Care India's market engagement work, where do you want to see things? What's sort of a vision for how Care India is operating and affecting the impact population through market engagement, livelihood support, etc. Let's say 5 years from
now. From Care India's perspective, I think we have done a long-range strategic planning, and we have sort of a vision which is going to sort of direct our move in this direction. We see this to be aligned with the major drivers of growth in the country as such. We see a growing private sector in the country. We see government coming up with large flagship programs, be it for the skill development, be it for the employment generation, and there's a rural livelihood mission which is coming up. So we see one of the key drivers will be in terms of our engagement with these happenings in the private sector, which are happening independent of us, but which are probably some of the which are probably going to be some of the important happenings in the livelihood sector. So we see one of the key challenge, and probably one of the determinants of success, is going to be our ability to engage with these various players. And the other important part of the vision is going to be in terms of meeting out and bringing out the issues which our impact population face, and then sort of bringing it on the table, and bringing the right amount of visibility to these issues among the various stakeholders, and then sort of mobilizing the funds and raising the funds from them, so that the funds and the outlays go and reach these impact population. And in terms of the organization, we see that we need increased capacities, and we look at sort of increasing our capacities in all the states and the country office. And as our programs evolve, we also hope that we'll be bringing in more and more capacities and competencies which will help us to do better programming.
Thank you.